What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back on iRacing for Week 13 Prototype Challenge at Road Atlanta in the LMDH, the Cadillac V-Series.R LMDH to be more specific. We have a 15-minute race here today at Road Atlanta, unofficial. Should be a lot of fun. I watched Bob Giaquinto's video in this exact same combo and thought, hey, that looks like a lot of fun. So special Saturday evening additional video here for you. If you haven't watched Porsche Unleashed from this morning or this afternoon yet, make sure you go check that out. It was a great episode, a lot of fun, the 914. But anyways, we're going to give this a whirl here. Don't know what to make of it, but I plan to run hopefully more IMSA this season in the GTP class, the Cadillac LMDH. So figured I should learn how to do this a little bit, or at least come to understanding of what the tire is like on a cold tire. It's all new. It's very, very different. It's a lot of fun, and honestly, I think it's better. I think that this cold tire on the start puts this car right up there with how difficult it was to find pace in the Porsche Cup car and how difficult it was to find pace in the LMP1 cars back when those were the top level prototypes. So I've had a lot of seat time in top level prototypes from the back when it was the HPD, the Honda. When that was the top level prototype, I didn't really race the Riley because I bought it right at the end of its lifespan, but then I drove a ton in the C7 DP. And that was a very fun car, but also very tricky to get pace out of, but not like this. This is as difficult as it gets on cold tires. Getting temp in them for the first probably lap or an out lap and a flying lap in Q. Very difficult. Once you get to lap 2 and 3 of your run, it seems like this feels a lot more like what a cold tire felt like 2 builds ago. I didn't really come to grips with the previous, spaceship tire from the previous season that was used. Never really fit me. It felt a lot more like a formula car, or a car with wings and a lot of aero and a lot of lateral grip, which I've never been very good at in pavement. So no surprise that didn't fit my driving style, but we'll see how this goes. So thanks, Bob. Make sure you go check out Bob Giaquinto. His videos are great. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. We do have Hayden Daniel in here with us, starting right next to us. Actually, he's a fellow K5er as well. So hello, Hayden. Good luck to you. Hope you do well. Hope we beat you. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Again, just trying to really learn as much as I possibly can. 15 minutes isn't too long. It is the fixed set, so that'll be good. Get kind of a apples to apples comparison about what it may be like on a start. So it's going to be chaotic. It's going to be scary. I was pretty happy with my Q lap. I felt like sub 13 would be decent. And I did a 12.7, which I was pretty happy with. It wasn't perfect, but it was like, 2 or 3 tenths not perfect versus 1.8 seconds. So I have no idea how in the hell you get a 10.9 in Q trim, because my best lap after I'd run with tire heat on the race set given, but my best lap total was like 11.7. So I have no idea what to make of that. If that means that I'm just missing something, or if you're throwing caution to the wind as far as an outlap goes. I was trying to build tire pressure slowly for my outlap in my first flying lap, and then push on my second lap. Maybe because you're not worried about punishing the tire in 2 laps, you just go for it. I have no idea, but regardless, hopefully this is fun. Hopefully it goes well. Just gonna check my recording here because I've had a couple issues with things. Make sure my voice is registering good. Everything looks to be running awesome. So yeah, 15 laps, or excuse me, 15 minutes. Don't know how many laps exactly it'll be, but it should be good. Again, hopefully it's fun. Hope you enjoy it. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below. Don't want you to miss any of the action. We got about 3 or 4 more days of Week 13 content and Week 13 videos coming up, and then we'll get back to normal Week 1
Ya
racing.
hablé.
And we're getting towards summer
Hola,
and stuff,
¿alguien
so it's
habla
going to be
español?
Camaro content, track day content, all sorts of good fun stuff. So rolling off
Sí.
P8. We only have LMDHs and
Daniel,
LMP2s in here. No LMP3s, which means I don't think
¿vas
any of them
con
registered, because it should just put
GTP?
them all in top split. But of course, unofficial race, so it should be a lot of fun. We're not that much faster on
No
cold tires, at
comprende.
least, than the LMP2s. So we'll see how it goes. Should be fun, but let's get on the grid
Entonces,
and we'll get
¿por
ready
qué
to rock and
dices
roll.
que hablas español? Tú no hablas español.
No hablas español.
Tú no hablas español.
I speak fucking English, man. Come on.
Jeez.
La, Mattarello.
I was waiting for that conversation to get to that point.
All right.
I tried my best, man. I
Looks
really
like
did.
the auto fuel. I've heard auto fuel may be broken. It appears to be
Daniel.
broken. It says we have 0 laps. Obviously, that's not the case.
I'll remember your
But
name.
these guys are all having a fight about languages, which is very mature, very professional. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. We're going to obviously try to tire heat this first out lap here, and then the first couple laps, and then we'll try to run through the full 15 minutes. I have not done a full 15-minute stint. I did do about a 4 or 5 lap stint. No, I did 9 lap stint. Excuse me. It was not 4 or 5 laps. I did 1 4
Be
5
careful
and I
on
did
that
1
lap,
9.
everyone,
So
please.
we'll see how this goes. We're ready to go. Getting pretty low frames. Maybe that's because we're on a Euro server or something. It looks like based on my latency. Not sure if that's related. Doesn't really matter. But we'll see how this goes. So do any tire warming that we can here on the start on the pace lap. I need to get in the race with Bob again. It's been quite a while since we've gotten to race together. Really enjoy racing with Bob. He's a good driver, but he's a really, really nice guy, a wonderful guy. So need to get back in the race with him just so I can grid up near him and lay on the idiot horn, as he calls it, just to see how he reacts to that. But anyways, we will leave that for another day. Good to see Hayden. Hopefully he's doing well. He's a really fast driver. He ran in supercars a lot with the K5 group this past season. I think he used a version of my set at one point, so thanks to Hayden for that. And hopefully we get to see him in some more races. Hopefully he can make K5 stuff, and so on. So yeah, we'll see. Again, we have no pace idea here. It's not going to be anything crazy. We're not going to win this unless for some reason the whole entire field dies, which would surprise me greatly. But again, I just want to get through the full 15 minutes so we can learn a little bit about how the tire evolves through a 15-minute race, because of course that's, you know, almost half a race. It's most of a fuel stint for a IMSA fixed race, so see what we can learn.
Keep it on track, please. Thank you.
Don't know how many LMDHs there are. I assume there's like 17, 18, and then a couple of LMP2s. They shouldn't be a problem for us unless we really screw up here and spin off immediately. So tire heat, of course, going to be everything, but the entire field's going to need about 3 laps to get things fired up and start making lap time. Well, I'd say maybe that front guy, he was flying, but I expect it'll take me about 3 laps to get comfortable, and then we'll see. So anyways, hope you enjoy it. Again, make sure you drop that like, sub down below, and we'll do some learning for you. So if you're not up to doing this, I will do it for you, and we'll figure out what we need to work on. So hope you sit back, enjoy this 15 minutes. Let's get to it. Oh, death behind us, a little bit of contact.
I can't, bro.
Looks like it was
Do
Ricardo.
people not realize that there's a new tire model on these cars and they have to slow down? Like, I just get driven through and turn on.
That guy pinched the blue Cadillac there. Make it through that. We had him pinched there on the inside. I was a little bit deep in there, couldn't quite get going. Guy dying over there. Sorry, didn't mean to cut off Ricardo. Sorry, Ricardo, I was just trying to avoid that guy. People behind us are dying, taking each other off track.
Mate, what are you GTP
Sounds about right.
doing?
Hayden's still alive. He's right ahead of us, so we've taken it nice and slowly. We've made it through most of the early corner carnage. We've lost some time to the cars ahead, but we're still good. Do a little more weaving here down the straight, see if we can get a little bit more tire temp.
Samuel, that might have been the worst region I've ever seen into. I'm sorry, mate. That looked awful.
I've been using third. Don't forget to pit for more fuel. Am I on the freaking Q set for some reason? No, it's just broken. Okay.
That GTP just
Anyways, though, what I was trying to say before all this garbage, I'm being blinked out, which is interesting. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I've been using third in the last chicane. Probably not the fastest way through there, but it does allow me to feel a little more comfortable accelerating out the other side. I've been using second and going up to third between them, and that just seems like a little bit too much while I'm learning here.
Week track. I haven't looked at the schedule yet.
Sebring.
All right,
Oh god.
now we're going. You go behind, pushing quite hard, it seems.
I guess
So
I could have come to that conclusion now that I think about it.
if he wants to go behind us, he can come up here and try to pass. Now we've built a little bit of tire temp. Still cold, still going to be cold for another 2 or 3 laps, but now we can at least drive normally and just be careful instead of worrying about death. So yeah, we're going to use third down here in the chicane, just try to Make sure we can get out this other side in one piece. Still pretty sketchy up over the crest especially. A place like Lime Rock would be absolutely nuts with this tire model, that is for sure. But we're good. Alright, now we can start to drive a little more normally. So about here is where it starts to feel like what cold tires used to feel like 2 tire miles ago. So we're in decent shape. Obviously, again, we know we're not fast. I'm not fast in IMSA regardless, especially in LMDH. I keep overdriving that big time. I've talked before, I think I'm probably 2,500 to 3K level in this car. Definitely not fast, not good. And probably even worse here in top split where everybody has nothing to lose, so just go for it. I am just overdriving ever so slightly. This guy's going to get a run onto the backstretch. We'll just let him go into the brake zone. No sense in fighting this. We're just trying to get through it and learn. Pinch quite aggressively, which is kind of a dick move because again, this is not an official race. We all just need to make it, and we're fighting for like 6th place. Ooh, that was sloppy by me, but we're good. All right, we're good. That lap was actually slower than the previous one because race cars. All right, now we have some modicum of tire temp. We can start to drive a little bit more normally now that we're singled out. So. See how it feels now on this 4th lap. Of course, this is a pretty short track, but it does have a lot of high-speed corners and big brake zones to which to build tire heat, so that does help. A place like Daytona will probably take 2 or 3 full laps to get tire heat because it's really only big braking zones, and then they're going to cool a lot around the oval, which is going to be terrifying. So Daytona, as much as I love it, is going to be an absolute beast, especially at night. Nighttime at Daytona, and even like a place like Le Mans is going to be as bad as it gets for cold tires, but that's what we want. That's what we want it to be. We asked for it. We want it to be realistic and scary and really punish you for making mistakes and reward you for being patient and in control, and that's what this has given us. So I'm very excited for it. Again, we'll see how much I get to drive it. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get to drive it in IMSA this season. I'm hoping quite a few weeks. But regardless, I think this is a great step in the right direction. I'm excited to see what the hybrid changes do. But this is definitely a step in the right direction for realism and making this more difficult and a lot more fun in my opinion. So 12.3 is pretty decent there for us. Faster than Q. Of course, this is on hot tires though, or hotter tires by quite a bit. It does seem to take about 7 full laps to get them up to like normal operating temperature. Guy ahead's gone off, so we'll get 1 spot back there. It looks like a couple of cars behind us are starting to reel us in, but not overly concerned again. Just about get turned in there. We're all good. So yeah, seems to take about 7 full laps to get racing tire temp around here at least, and then you can seemingly push about as hard as these cars go. But they did change the tire model and the physics slightly to where even when it's warm, it doesn't quite drive the same as it used to. Of course, it's nothing like the spaceship tires we saw last season when things were just pretty much broken. The cars were very grippy, very fast, and that's why they got the spaceship nickname. I think Casey Kerwin came up with that basically. But yeah, now they drive more like what we had 2 seasons ago and in the past. Not exactly the same, but more to that appeal. So if you liked GTP before last season, you'll probably like this as well again, if you can understand and learn and survive the cold tires for the first handful of laps. So we're doing okay here. We gotta be coming up towards halfway, I would think, or maybe we're already past it. I don't really know for sure. A little bit too busy to check the timer for sure, but we're getting around. Of course, I won overall Petit Le Mans with the SWA crew here about 6.5 years ago, so I've driven a lot of laps around here in prototypes, but again, like I said, nothing quite like this, but I know this place pretty well. Feel quite comfortable here at high speed. Cars behind are a little bit faster, but I expect that. Again, I expect if I do run IMSA that we're not going to be good. We're probably going to give up quite a bit of iRacing actually, but I do enjoy the challenge. I enjoy the fun of driving these LMDH cars, especially this Cadillac, so that's worth it to me. iRacing's just a number, remember, always. So leaders in the 10.5s, I'd be lucky to be in the 11s, honestly, which is pretty nuts. Going to be a little slower this lap, it looks like. So yeah, no idea what's fast, but so yeah, very enjoyable. Still losing time, a couple tenths a lap to the cars behind, but nothing insane. This corner will catch you out, and this corner will catch you out. Even when the tires are warm, just because they don't really stop as well as they used to. So if you've programmed your brain for that, you're in for a surprise and you will go off. So what I'm going to do this next lap is I'll shut up, let you listen to the wonderful sounds of this race car, which I think is the best in the world, and I'll be back with you for lap number 9. Alright, that was not quite a great lap. Still decent. This car is so much fun. Especially now that, it's really rewarding to build tire temp and have fast pace. It's so much fun to really throw this car around. Still will slide and still will kill you for sure, but it's such a good car. One of my favorites in the world. Of course, there's nothing quite like hearing this thing screaming up the hill or screaming down towards turn 5 at Road America. You can always tell where this car is. This car and the Lexus, I guess, the GT3. And now I guess the Aston Valkyrie, which I'm very excited to see in a couple months there. But yeah, I think, I don't even know if the Aston's running in non-enduros. But anyways, I definitely think that this is one of the greatest race cars ever made. Just because being able to make a car that sounds this good in 2023 or whenever they made this car, with all the regulations and things going against noise and, all the things that are all about hybrid and economy and fuel saving, all this stuff to make a car that's this. I know it's a hybrid, but it's such an amazing machine. And obviously the sound going with it is so much better than the other cars, even if it's not the best race car of the LMDH group. So anyways, we're getting down to the last couple of laps here. Got to be about 3 or 4 to go. Got Dead one up ahead. Don't know where he is. He's over there. Cool. It's Nico. I figured that not overdriving and killing myself would be the way to go. Obviously, we've lost huge chunks of time. Hayden and the rest of the crew had 10 plus seconds, but we're leading kind of the second group of, newbies or novices in my case, and then people that have made mistakes or had offs or whatever. So Jelly behind us had an off. You saw maybe on the lap that I was not talking into the chicane. Lost about a second, got tangled up with Dario and some others. So that whole group behind us is definitely attacking hard. We're going to be at 3 to go here now, I believe. So not sure if we'll be able to hold these guys off or not. They're very, very fast, obviously, and know what they're doing much more than I do. Got guys at the front in the 10 flats almost. Again, my best lap's about 1.5 seconds slower than that. But at least we're at like an 11.5. I'm pretty happy with that. That's about where I figured I'd be. A, because I've only been driving the car for about half an hour now on this new tire, and B, because I wasn't that good to begin with, so my maximum velocity is not what the guys that are really good at this or know this well or have been running a lot more lately would be. So I'm pretty happy with it. As long as we don't get killed in these last 2 or 3 laps here, I think this will be a successful event as far as putting laps in, learning, and starting to feel this out. I've enjoyed it. Never turned down a chance to drive this car and get to listen to this car and how great it is. Again, hopefully I get to run a couple weeks of IMSA, 3 or 4 weeks, hopefully, we'll see. Schedule permitting, obviously this is lower on my bucket list compared to like PCC and the Clio, my PCC duties going along with that, and then of course my Ford GT2 races, so big ol' send under brakes there. Dude just about made the corner, so good move by Jelly. Sub 10 now, they're at 9.9, which is crazy. We were never going to make that move. I just always take a chance to move around and get out of someone's mirrors and see if they'll make a mistake and give you a freebie, but we're good. Dario behind us, also in the Cadillac, took a look there into the, it's not really a chicane, but whatever the tight corner is there with the big curve that tries to kill you no matter what. Trying to avoid that exit curve just because I think that that's going to do damage for the car, so I don't want to get used to doing that if you wouldn't do that in a 35 or so minute race. So I still feel like I'm underdriving this out of fear, which is probably about right. I know I'm underdriving the chicane down here at the bottom of the straight. Not so much out of fear, but just I don't know what I need, and I don't have enough laps to start experimenting now, especially, so. That's okay, though. It's not the end of the world. We'll see if we can hold off Jaden here. I'd expect the answer to be no. But we got 1 lap to go. Credit 1 bank. I think it'll be a white flag. Maybe we'll get 2 to go here. Nope, 1 to go. Big sideways moment there. Traction control kicked in. 1 more lap around Road Atlanta, about 1:10. Again, probably not even close to maximizing what this car can do now that we have tire temp, but that's okay. It's all about the fun. See if we can hold on to this position for P7 here. I think the answer is probably not, but I'll do my best. Gonna definitely have to get through that corner onto the back straight better than I have been. Car behind isn't Acura, so we'll have some advantages in some of these slower corners.
That was close.
Gonna definitely have to get off here well to have a chance. Exit was decent. Car behind will be in the tow, obviously. We'll probably just pick the middle of the racetrack here, make him pick a side. He's not going to be close enough unless he has a really big dive, which he's going to look for. Not quite close enough, thankfully, so we'll be able to take our chicane normally, just about cover his entry. Up over the crest for the final time. We will come home, take P7. Good result. I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. Definitely enjoyed that very much. So, and my best lap, 11.4. Look at that. So, amazing what happens when you build tire heat and burn off some fuel. So, pretty happy with that. Again, not fast by any means. The front guys were in the 9s, which is bonkers, but a 2.5 seconds, and David actually started behind me, so he was absolutely flying up through there. But I guess it's a good day to be named Vincent based on what I can see. But Hayden ends up 4th. I guess we end up 6th because someone died right at the end there. But good result, a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it. A little preview of what IMSA is going to be like in upcoming seasons, especially if you drive an LMDH GTP. And yeah, that was good fun. So Hayden finishes 4th. He was up in that lead group, so good to see him. Good race, Hayden. He did beat me, which means I have to go subject myself to M&Ms as a punishment. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. We'll check out our results here. I guess we will go find a thumbnail. I don't know what to put for a thumbnail. There were so many options, but we'll see what we got for results here. Of course, the results don't matter, but just curious kind of what the best laps were for the cars around us and where I need to find more pace. I also should check my tires while we're waiting for that. 91, 93 on the fronts, 94 on the rears, and we did what, about 12 laps, 13 laps? So that's not too bad, actually, because that's about Means we're going to be seeing about 80 to 75 maybe tire wear for IMSA fix, so not too bad. So yeah, 3,500, 4K, 3K, 3,500 for Hayden, just shy of 3K. Technically, I was way up there at 3,900, but of course, almost never drive IMSA, so that makes sense. 4,300 for Jaden behind us, 4,200, 4,200. Was this even top split? 4,100 for Giuseppe at the back there. This wasn't even top split. Okay, so I felt pretty good about myself, but there was a whole group of guys that actually know what they're doing. So regardless, that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below. Don't want you to miss any of the action coming up the next couple days from week 13 stuff, and then we'll be on to official stuff and lots more good racing to come. So appreciate you all so much. Till next time, as always, bye.